Hello everyone, welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara and on this channel we do budgeting and I'm on my journey to first time home buyer, home ownership, and I'm super excited to share that with you. So today's video is going to be my homeowner 101 house buying series and I hope you stay tuned. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Alright guys, so I do have my notes, so if you see me look down from time to time, that is why. But today I'm just going to go over the general home ownership steps that I've been going through. Please keep in mind, I'm not a realtor, a mortgage lender, any of the above. I'm just a girl on a mission to buy her first home. So first thing, let's get right into it. So first thing is, do you want to buy? Because not everybody wants to buy a home. Not everybody needs to buy a home. Not everybody is in a space to buy a home. I was renting for a really long time, and honestly, I had thought that I was going to rent forever. I just liked the ability to get up and go as I felt like it. I didn't have any kids. I still don't have any kids. I didn't need to be in a certain place and have stability and roots in my mind. So I was going to rent for a while. Then one day during COVID, I don't know, I guess something hit me that it would be nice to have a home where it was stable and no one could just raise my rent. And they just did not care about me there. That's just how I felt. So I started on my road to home ownership. Do whatever sits best for you. I judge no one and no one can judge you whether you want to rent the rest of your life or if you do want to buy a home. So first decide whether you want to buy your home. Next thing you want to do is think about, can you buy a home? Because yes, it's nice to think you want a home, but can you actually afford it? So you want to look into your income. If you live somewhere expensive, like for instance, I used to live in New Jersey and I ended up moving down to Georgia and I'm currently living with family because this was the best way for me to save money. I could not save money living in my little one-room shack in New Jersey for almost $1,000 and only getting paid like $50K. It just was not working out for me. And plus I was too busy trying to pay off debt, which I'm so glad I did because it puts me in a better position now in this home buying process. So first things, can you buy? And can you buy? Check your income. Make sure you're making enough to purchase a home in the state in which you live in. Next, check your credit. Is your credit in a good space? You know, I know you can buy homes for credits in the 500 maybe on like a FHA loan. However, do you really want to? Because that just means your interest rate is going to be redonkulous and we don't really want that. So try to get your credit up. I've been trying for years to get mine up. Mine's in the 6s now. It was in the 5s, so it's now in the higher 6s. I would really like it to go to 7s, but I don't really know what to do and I'm in the process of figuring that out. And that comes in one of the steps as well. And then the next thing you want to also do is find out your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio. So you want to know how much credit and debt you have and how your credit is versus how much income you're bringing in. Next, you want to do now all these are my steps. These you could do whatever order you want. This is just the way I think it's working for me. Next is the step I'm currently in, which is start saving. Save, save, save like your life depended on it, okay? Because it does. So when you're saving, you want to first start with the biggest thing, of course, which is your down payment. Normally, down payment goes anywhere from 3% to 20%. You can, I know a lot of people think you can't get a 3% on a conventional loan, that you have to put 20%, but there are some conventional loans that allow you to do 3%, 5%, and then 10%, as well as 20%. Conventional loans are good if you can, well, any loan is good when you can put 20% down because you avoid PMI, which is a personal mortgage insurance. I believe that's what it is. Personal mortgage insurance, which is basically just a fee. It's not helping you. It's not going to your principal, your interest, none of that. It's just a fee that you're continually paying. Now, please check in your contracts that when you do, if you're doing less than 20%, which I am, I'm going to get the PMI. Bleh. But when I get to pay it up to 20% of my home cost value, I'm going to make sure that I'm in a contract to where I can have it removed. Be careful. There are some contracts where you cannot have that removed and that follows you through your whole entire 30 years or 15-year loan. Another thing you want to look into, do you want to do a 30-year or a 15-year loan? Does it fit into your budget? So PMI, save up, I would say if you're saving up for your down payment, save anywhere from 3.5% to 5%. That's or 20%, do what you can. Closing costs. Do not forget to save for your closing costs. There was a time when it was a buyer's market and we can get closing costs covered. However, if you're watching this in 2020 or 2021, it is COVID, okay? It is a pandemic and no one is really paying your closing costs. Closing costs can include things like your appraisal, your title fees, your closing fees, your bank fees, your lender's fees, all kind of fees, and any prepaids and things like that. So that usually is anywhere from 1 to 6%, but I would say to save about 3%. After you've done all your savings, and also another savings I think you should do is just an emergency savings. Have an emergency savings for your general life if you can. $1,000 in this case, because you're doing a home, aim a little higher. It would be really nice if you could do 3 to 6 months. Depending on your field of, do you have a stable job? Can you find a job relatively quickly? But 3 months maybe on that side. Something a little more specific, harder to find, maybe 6 months. Back up. And then that's just for your normal emergency fund. House emergency fund. Now you need to have a house backup fund. I would say another 3 to 6 months. Yes, that's a lot of money. So that's not your down payment, your closing costs. Then we're talking about having about another $5,000 for one thing, another $5,000 for another thing. So that's almost $25,000. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have that much and I'm done saving, but just something to think about. You can do better than me. Don't do as I say. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? So, because you're better than me, you can do this. So, contact a lender would be your next step. You want to go ahead and contact a lender, and you can find out lenders from a realtor. Like if you know a realtor, you can find out who their preferred lender is. These are how I found out my lenders. I looked into realtors. I picked a realtor, which is a little backwards, and I haven't signed a contract or anything. But then I found out who her preferred lender was. Then I found a lender on YouTube. I found a lender through the bank, which was a credit union. They do really good loans, I hear, but I don't know how attentive they are. Haven't started working with them yet, so I can't give you a full on perspective. And then a YouTube lender. So I have 4 lenders I'll be checking, which is my next point. When you go to find a lender to get your pre-approval letter, please do more than 1. More than 2, usually 3 to 4. Please do it. Get a variety of information. You want to know what the best rate is going to be for you and through who you want the best of the best. It's a huge expense. So check all the lenders. Now I do know that you will be, unfortunately, your credit will get hit with fees, with points, but usually it's only 2 to 3 points. And the good thing is that once you choose one lender, the next couple lenders that hit your credit report are all under one code. So it won't hit your report 3-4 times. It's just going to show as one hit. You lose the 2 to 3 points, you recover. It is a necessary evil. You have to do it. What this is going to help you after you do and finding your lender is you now can know how much you can actually afford. Please, please, please do not go looking for houses until you know how much you can actually afford, okay? It's just going to make you sad. You can go over here like, oh, I think I can afford $2,695,000, and you found a nice house for $250,000. I'm gonna buy it. And then you get a pre-approval letter for $185,000. Sad Tara. We don't want that. Okay, let's just not do that. So get your pre-approval letter. Keep in mind, however, when you get pre-approved, a lender is going to, I don't even want to get too into this. Well, we're going to touch each of these subjects, each of these steps a little more in detail. And I'll tell you my thoughts on them. The videos will be shorter because they'll be specific, but there are things to look out for as well when you're getting these pre-approval letters. Just saying, don't use all of that money. It's too much. And so after that, because they're basing it off your gross income, not your net income. They're also going to be telling you whether you're eligible for pre-approval. No, you're eligible for assistance, down payment assistance, DPA. Payment assistance can be really good, but I don't want you to negate the fact that you need to save your own down payment and closing costs, because sometimes with down payment assistance, it then also comes with a higher interest rate. Same thing with bad credit or less credit. Usually you're aiming for 740 or better in credit score. You get better rates. Okay, if you can't, just do what you can, make the credit as good as you can. And when you speak to the lender will also give you things to do to make your credit score better. This is why you should not be afraid to contact your lender, because they're here to help you. If they say you can't buy now, find out why. They shift their good lender. They'll tell you what you can do. I don't believe that you have to go and use a credit repair service. I'm sure whatever they tell you to do, you should be able to do on your own. So let's move on to the next step, which for me is look into your neighborhoods. What neighborhoods do you want to buy in? What are the price per square feet of those homes? Are you able to buy in the range that your lender has given you, minus 20%? Are you able to buy a home there? Do you have to branch out to different neighborhoods? Find the neighborhood you want. Figure out your wants and needs. What kind of house do you want? Do you want a ranch style? Do you want a Tudor style? Do you want a classic? I don't know what a classic is, girl. I just made that up. Do you want a 2-story? Do you want 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms? These are things you want to figure out on your own, because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Don't let anybody tell you what you need. You should already go to your realtor, which would be the next step, knowing what you want, where you want to live. Do your research. Stalk the neighborhood. Go there morning, afternoon, evening, just to see what it's like if it's a new neighborhood to you. See if Walmart's close by, Target's close by, coffee shops, if that's your thing. Check your neighborhoods out and see that, that's somewhere you see yourself being in the next 5, and in this economy, 10 years. Because right now, if you're looking to buy to make a lot of money and then move out of it, probably not it in 2021, boo. Probably not it. So you probably should be looking for somewhere you're planning on living for the next 5 to 10 years. If you have kids, check out school districts. Things like this are important. You want to get a folder. I'm telling you, I practice what I preach. So I found this folder in Walmart. You want to get yourself a folder. A folder to keep all of your paperwork and information. I'll go over what paperwork and information you need in another video, but just things, tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, things like this. You need it. Okay, and now get you a real estate agent. We're getting up to the fun part. Get a real estate agent. Do your diligence, you guys, with this real estate agent. Find a couple. Go through Credit Karma, find some. Go through agencies, find some. Check with check with a family member who's bought a house. Who do they recommend? People check YouTube. Sometimes they have really good people. Check about 2 or 3 or 4. And I say interview them. My friend laughed at me when I told them that I interviewed my real estate. I'm not saying call them with 20 million questions, but maybe 5 to 10 important ones. And I'll go through the questions. I did a video on my other channel, but I'll recreate it for this channel on questions I asked my realtor that were important to me. So once you figure out what realtor you want, that's amazing. Now, if you're a first-time home buyer, I'm going to say please, please, please go with the realtor. I know you can do this without the realtor, but honestly, on the buyer side, you don't have to pay them, okay? They get paid on the seller side. Do not worry about that. If you're new to this, you need all the help you can get, right? You're going to need all the help you can get. They know how to navigate the market. They know how to read all the paperwork. They make sure there's someone that can communicate well with you, whether it's email, a phone, or text message. Find a good realtor. Then you want to make a list of your wants and needs. I already have this. I did this way in the earlier process. And I can share that with you. I'll do a video sharing my list of wants and needs and then my deal breakers. So what I want is long. That's okay. Dream big. Know what you want. Be realistic though. Know what you need. Make a list of wants and needs and what's negotiable and what's non-negotiable. And please be very, very realistic with yourself and realistic with the budget that you have. You might also want to, and I have not done this yet, you might also want to start making a list of supplies that are essential for your house. I do have a sinking fund in my sinking fund, my humble home sinking fund for groceries and tidying up supplies, but on the other side of it, I'm actually probably going to start making a list of what those specific things are so I can have it with me when I go to shop and I can stay on task. I am a list person. If you're not a list person, fly by the seat of your pants, do whatever makes you happy, but that is what I would do. Then the fun part, start looking for your home. So you start looking for your home. In this economy right now, it's probably taking like 2 to 3 months to find something because there are a lot of buyers and not a lot of inventory out on the market. So look for your home and, you know, get your list with you. Ask your agent to come to these showings with you, see what your schedule is. Happy house hunting. I hope you find exactly what you're looking for or something very close. In this market though, please be mindful that although a lot of the houses that are beautiful and well done and done up are being overpriced currently. And you might pay for more house than it's actually worth. I know you'll have an appraisal and all that, but just be mindful of that. Sometimes the ugly duckling is the way to go. If it's just some paint and wallpaper, think about it. Like, can you just make it as nice as another house and pay the actual value or less of a value for that? I'm not saying buy a house with a messed up roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical issues. I'm saying maybe just paint or something cosmetic for a lower price may suit you a little bit better. So then after you find the home of your dreams, then you have to put in an offer. Here goes the worrisome hard part. You just got to the fun part. So don't stress. Like, right? Faith over fear this year, y'all. No stressing this year. God has got us. So we're going to make the offer. We're either going to have our offer accepted, we're going to have our offer rejected, or we're going to have our offer countered. And you just negotiate. So if it's a counter situation, you're going to negotiate back and forth, and hopefully you can come to the point where your offer is accepted. Once your offer is accepted, then you need to go into the inspection stage. In the inspection stage, you have to have a reputable inspector come check all this stuff, because Lord knows you do not want to go into the house a month in and find out something was not inspected correctly, and then you end up with a $10,000 problem that you have no money for. Okay, hence why we're saving. And you know you're gonna have to pay for that, so please start saving for your inspection. Usually your closing costs, they include the appraisal. This is another reason you don't want to put in an offer where you're overpaying for a house, because if the house is not appraised for the amount that you wanted to, then you're probably going to have to kick in that extra money if you really want the house, or you're going to have to start all over. And also keep in money, you have to have earnest money saved, because a lot of time people want you to put down earnest money on the property, which is money that's showing in your offer that you are serious about actually buying their property. And then if something really major comes out of your inspection, then we're back to negotiation again, which is basically like, are you guys going to fix this problem? Or if you're not going to fix the problem, are you going to reduce your price? I'm personally on the boat of please fix the problem, because I don't have money to fix the problem. But that's pretty much the process as far as I know. Like I said, I am not a real estate agent. I am not a lender. I'm not an inspector. I'm none of these. I'm just a home buyer or a prospective home buyer. So if you know that I've missed a step, or you think I forgot something crucial, let the community know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments. There are things, I'm keeping a list, and I want to do the right thing and know the right things as well. So you guys, this is the first video of the Home Buying 101 series, step by step of the process of buying a home. And don't worry, more detailed videos on each one of these steps will be coming. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads. All right guys, remember, in order to be great, you have to be grateful, and I'm super duper grateful for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.